Hi, and welcome to another exciting edition of the Kevin Preston Toy Box. Now, for those of you who enjoyed, were enthralled or enchanted, were stimulated, and maybe even idolized my last video where we took apart, restored, and basically enjoyed the Marx Big Bruiser Wrecker, I've got something very interesting to show you. What is it? Well, feast your eyes on this wonder. Marx' insane Big Boss car carrier. There it is, folks. This thing is massive. It took a while for me to find one of these. They're usually incomplete. This one is as well. But this is the Marx Big Boss car carrier. Now, to give you an idea of the size of the Big Boss car carrier, as I take the Big Bruiser Wrecker and hold it next to it, you'll see that it's only about half the size, or half the length, I should say, of this car carrier. It's massive. Now, there's a lot of interesting things about these two units. They essentially share the same cab. Very, very similar. Although there's some differences, but the headlights, the bumper, the actual cab unit, as you can see here, is very similar. Now, I'm missing my windshield here and the rear view mirrors, but you can see that it's essentially very, very, very similar, this actual cab unit. Of course, there is a flashing dome light on this. There is not on this one. It did not come with one, but you can see the design is very similar. This is a shorter cab, and in terms of, well, the cab unit's the same size, but in terms of the truck, it's shorter, obviously. It ends right back here. And then it's a dually wheel setup right here, which the Wrecker does not have. So they basically took a lot of the same sort of things and used them on these two different vehicles. But as you can see, this thing is massive. I mean, this is a couple of feet long. The cars are huge. Each car is easily a foot long. The trailer is massive. The trailer features a number of interesting things. The lower access panel turns down into a ramp. Okay, so the cars can go in and out this way. The upper one is a roll-out ramp that you roll out with this crank. I had to fix this. You'll see in the section coming up here of the tape where I repair that. The key part of this toy is this plastic conveyor belt right here. I don't know if you can see it. This plastic conveyor belt right here with holes in it, and it grabs a peg on the bottom of each car, and the motor of the unit pulls the cars in. So it's really a cool toy. It's huge, and when I got it, it wasn't working. And I'm going to go back in time, because I'm shooting this actually a couple days after I fixed this. And we're going to go back in time and show you the repair that we made on it. Okay, we have brought the Big Boss cab only into the workshop. And just to go over a few things with this particular unit, it is missing the front windshield, as well as the wipers and what have you that go on it. I will try to find one, but for now I'm just kind of leaving that like that. The cab and everything inside, aside from some leftover packaging material, which I'm going to blow out, is pretty clean. You'll notice, interestingly enough, since this shares the same cab body with the Big Bruiser tow truck, it does have a little indention here where the drill would go to put the light in there. But this model, the Big Boss car carriers, did not come with the light. Also, you'll notice right within here, this is the power switch, which is a very similar switch to the again, the Big Bruiser, if we're comparing the Wrecker to this car carrier. But you'll notice it's part of the inside plastic cab interior here, and not the separate box that it was, but the switch is very similar in construction. You'll notice back here a single versus a dual panel or door toolbox. I didn't get any small tools in here. I'm assuming it's a spanner wrench and the other items that the Big Bruiser comes with. You'll also notice that we have a dually wheel setup here on the back of this, which is part of this model and not part of the Big Bruiser unit. Nicely detailed cab all the way around. My stickers have seen better days. This one's faded. This one down here for the control is almost completely gone. But here's the problem. I put batteries in. The eBay auction seller said that it only works if she turns it upside down. I don't know what she was talking about. But I put batteries in it, and we get reverse wheel, forward wheel, down on the ground. Works pretty good even on a slippery towel there. Now the problem with this unit is this lever right here is what engages the wheels, or this little metal dial right here. Okay, this mates with the gear on the car carrier itself, which connects to a really cool strap unit which will pull the cars forward in the bottom level of the car carrier. But this never turns no matter what I do. So if I flip this lever up, it should engage that, but as you see, it doesn't turn. So not sure what's going on there, but we're going to take the back panel of this off right here, this portion right here, which looks to be a separate cover over the motor and the gearbox, and we're going to get to it and find out what's going on. This is held on by the same sort of metal tabs that the Big Bruiser wrecker did, and what we're going to do is take those off. It looks like these two up here, here and here already broke off. We're going to try not to break the others off. I got it like that. I didn't break them off. Who, are you blaming me now? Yeah? I'm going to use a very thin blade screwdriver to pry these back. I don't want to scratch the plastic. And there we go. Okay. At first I don't see any problem here. Oh, but look what I found in the bottom of this. A little tiny pair of pliers. That must have went in the original toolbox. All right. As we look inside here, we see the gear arrangement. And here's the bottom side of the spinner. We're going to have to get a little closer in here to find out why things aren't in alignment. I think it might just not have been pressed down far enough. But we're going to lubricate this with a little bit of oil too. Here's interesting, there's a little hammer right here that I guess is supposed to make kind of a dingling sound or something. I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to do. It does kind of make kind of a ringing sound. Here. Interesting. Well, we'll be lubricating everything up in there and cleaning it up. And see what else we can find. And get those gears to mesh properly. And see where it takes us. First thing I'd like to do is get in here and get rid of this old grease and dirt. Just doesn't need to be part of this. I want to clean this up real well. This doesn't need to have any of the rewiring that my big bruiser had on it or anything like that. This is in very good shape. Played with, but actually not as in bad shape as the eBay seller had indicated. Pretty nice. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of oil here and oil all these areas where gears mesh and bars go through things. And you don't have to be overly crazy with this oil. Just get in the right areas. I'm going to oil the bearings on the motor here. These nice little needles let you get way in where you really can't and get some lubrication. Now here's where this gear right here is what catches this right here. I don't think it was just pushed down far enough, I think is the problem. Don't know yet. We're going to refit, once we clean this up, we're going to refit everything. We should be in good shape. Now, upon closer examination, it looks like some yahoo had tried to take this apart again, and I thought the cab seemed to be tipping forward a little bit. You'll notice that these metal tabs aren't broken off, but they were below the level of this. This whole cab is sitting forward, and the tab, the metal tab, is below this part right here, so it'll never go through to this part where it should be, right here. So what I think is happening was this whole platen was sitting up like this, okay, not shoved all the way down and clamped, and therefore this gear was not mating with this gear. Let's put everything back together and see if I'm right. Yep, there you go. See that? See how these tabs came through now? The cab is sitting further down. It was up like this. Now it's down like this. I bet when we put the back on, it'll set up real nice. Let's try it out. Now, we haven't pushed down the tabs yet. Let's see if this works. Okay, let's see. There it is. Whee! Okay. Fixed. Now what we're going to do is twist these clamps back into place. So, let's bring the car carrier out, which is huge, and put these two together. I'm putting the little pliers. I'm putting the little pliers here that we found in the toolbox. There we go. We're going to bring the car carrier out and hook these two together, and it's going to be amazing. Now, here is the trailer for the Big Boss car carrier. And like the label says right here, king of the car carriers, it really is. This thing is massive. This whole thing is a couple of feet long. The cars are huge. Look at the size of these cars. Now, they are your basic, you know, not much in there, but they're nice. This one's got a couple cracks in it I'm going to glue, and they need to be cleaned up. Now, I don't have an instruction set with this, and the green one has this weird, I don't know if you can see it, accordion suspension. I don't know what this was all about or anything like this. I'm trying to figure out the toy as I go along here. But it's very large. There is a crank back here to lower the rear ramp. Okay. But the rear ramp has a crack that we're going to have to fix in it because it keeps it from going all the way down there. The carrier also has this nice flip-up set of posts here, or wheels, so that it can rest without the cab being attached to it. But the most interesting part is this plastic ribbon that's inside here that has holes in it. Let me show you this a little more close up. This plastic ribbon here, right here, has holes, and it goes around this gear mechanism right here. Okay? And that gear mechanism mates with what we just fixed on the tractor trailer. And what that's going to do is pull the cars in from behind. So let's set it all up and see if it actually works. So you will see that each car has this little peg right here at the front. And that's going to hook into one of the holes right here. So one of the holes on the plastic tape or plastic strip that goes all the way through. So what we're going to do is go ahead and turn on the motor in the forward position. Pull the car up in there. And there it goes.
With our camera actually mounted inside the car, we're ready to show you a view from ground zero.
Thank you for joining us on the Toy Box.